Hey everybody, I hope you're well, and it's been a long time since I give you an update regarding the PPP loan situation. As you know, or should know, I have, on behalf of Zenny62 Media, filed for two, and at the onset of this, back in March, then leading up to May of 2020, when the pandemic started, we were told about the program. I learned about it through Bank of America, since I established our business bank account at Bank of America, and I'm still with Bank of America. I have no complaints about Bank of America in general. But we were told about, first of all, the enhanced infrastructure, the economic disaster loan program through the SBA, and they had a special $10,000 emergency loan you could sign up for. And then, which I did do, and was waiting for that to clear. I got my application and everything in, right? Was waiting for that to clear. But while I was waiting for that to clear, the banker at the place that I'm, where I generally go, informed me about, informed me about something called the PPP loan program. And PPP is, for those who don't know by now, payroll protection program. All right. And the idea was that millions of businesses were being impacted by the pandemic. They were losing clients left and right because those clients were businesses that were losing money because businesses were forced to shut down during the pandemic, and the governments were not forming programs to help them make up the revenue gap. All right? Governments were not forming programs to help businesses, in particular small businesses, make up for the revenue gap that they were experiencing. And so the PPP loan program was designed to be a stopgap, and the sell point for everybody that got involved, myself, on behalf of Zenny62 Media, you perhaps watching this, or if you were affected by it, were told, oh, this is going to be forgiven. And then they expanded the program to individual contractors, what we call 1099s, if you will. Well, what I learned after getting off of a call with a group of people that found each other, and a good group of that group found each other through my constant vlogging and blogging about the Zenny62 Media situation, wherein we signed up for PPP loan, and just explain, not so much complaining about any specific part of the program, but sharing the entire experience from when the computers crashed, because there was such an overwhelming response to first the economic disaster loan, emergency loan program, and then the PPP loan program, and Bank of America staffers who were going on, I was told, 24-hour shifts, working feverishly day and night, and to when I was having problems getting into the online to the website, I was blogging about that as well, to the interactions I had with supposed SBA staffers who said things like, we don't care if you have an EIN that's in number, it's a social security number for business. We don't care that you have an employer identification number. We are going to use your social security number because we can, because we want to. That's what one SBA staffer told me, okay? So then Bank of America is saying, hey, look, you've got to pay this back. And we're saying, wait a minute. We were under the impression these were going to be forgiven. And the SBA was literally playing along with Bank of America and Chase and other large banks, and we all felt like we were being set up to be fleeced in the middle of an economic and also health disaster, okay? So a number of people have made noises through the media, I'm media, and got together to file class action lawsuits and or went to their elected officials. So where we are right now is I just came out of a meeting with my group, and I learned that there are people who are still in, if you will, collection status for the loan, not forgiveness status, who are filing for bankruptcy. Okay? That's alarming. That is scandalous, and it points to a gigantic fraud. Universally, every person in the United States, even if they didn't sign up for the PPP loan program, were told that the loans would be forgiven. That was the constant song. Not just forgiven because you applied for it. No, you had to use it for its intended purpose, to fill a payroll gap. That's the idea, okay? Zenny 16 Media did that. Your business did that. By all accounts, the vast majority of businesses did that. All right? So there should be no place where someone has to file for bankruptcy. There ought to be a law. If you had to file for bankruptcy because of the PPP loan program foisting a cost upon you that you told was forgiven, that should be an automatic reason to have your loan forgiven. That should be automatic. You should not at all have to file for bankruptcy. This is an outrage, all right? What's more outrageous is that with all the left-right stuff going on, conservative, liberal, we have a program that was started by President Trump, designed to favor big banks like Bank of America and Chase. But then when President Biden came to power, he did nothing to alter the program significantly, just simply adopted it, but then started the song of, well, there's a lot of fraud here, which is insulting to those of us who have legitimate businesses who, because we're online businesses, were consistently evaluated incorrectly by the bricks and mortar, 19th century oriented Small Business Administration. The SBA is a scandal in itself. Why? Because as one staffer with a senator told us in a Zoom meeting we had with that person, the SBA listens to its own voice. It does not do anything politicians ask it to do, including the president. Did you know that? So the SBA, the Small Business Administration, is allowed to exist as its own government. And from what I understand, from a congressional staffer, we can't do anything about it. Well, there is something we can do about it. Elected officials can take action, pass laws to reorient how the SBA behaves, and then make it act like that. If it doesn't, fire the people. It is absolutely ridiculous that we have an organization that controls money in its direction, which is what the SBA does. For example, if there's a disaster like down here in the South with these tornadoes and deaths, you have to rely on the SBA. You have to rely on the SBA. Where's the congressional oversight? Hey, it flew the coop. It's not there. No one talks about it. SBA doesn't seem to care. It's like they're thumbing their nose at the entire system. They're just not using their hands to do it. Just saying, okay? So spread the word, folks. This stuff needs to be fixed. Barbara Lee, back home in Oakland, says she's running for Senate. But Barbara, my friend, was one of the proponents of people in her district who got PPP loans, had a panel to introduce them, including my friend Adrian Henderson, who runs Kingston 11 on Telegraph Avenue near Telegraph and West Grand. But hey, when the PPP loan problems emerged, the great congresswoman was nowhere to be seen. And now she wants to be our senator. Barbara, Barbara, this is wrong, okay? She's not the only one. Democrats across the board, my party, must take share of their responsibility for fixing this program. Republicans, I have to say, have been better at pointing to the problems than Democrats, even when Donald Trump was in power. All right? That's shameful to have that kind of dichotomy between parties. Shameful. It should be both Democrats and Republicans. This is a bipartisan issue. Bipartisan. It shouldn't be interpreted as, well, you're attacking the administration or anything else. No, you know what? I am talking about what the will of the people is. To have a program that helps them get out of financial difficulty during the pandemic. That's what the PPP loan was designed to do. It wasn't designed from the perspective of the public to help the rich bank get richer. That's not the idea. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and please bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com. That ends this broadcast.